Hey, what's up everyone? My name is techgeekjosh and I'm back again with a new video. And this time, it's the re-unboxing and first look of the at&t prepaid Huawei Ascend XT2. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So you guys indeed did hear me correctly. This is a re-unboxing, which means I screwed up the original unboxing. So this box and phone has been opened just literally a couple minutes ago, but I went ahead and factory reset the phone firstly, and packaged everything back up. I just, basically just put everything back in the box and put the screen protector back over the phone. So keep in mind throughout this whole entire video that this is not an official unboxing. So let's go ahead and get started. Opening the flap here, we see we're greeted to the usual at&t pickup plan and whatnot on the left panel, and on the right we get, well, the phone itself with some of the pre-listed specs. That includes a 5.5-inch HD display with 2.5D curved glass, which is very nice, especially for the price point of this particular device. 16 gigabytes of internal memory, which is pretty standard nowadays, although a lot of people think that 16 gigabytes is getting pretty low, which I don't really mind or care. It is expandable up to 128 gigabytes. It has Android 7.0 Nougat. Unsure if it's going to get Oreo, but I don't think it will. It has a 12 megapixel rear camera with LED flash, which is a nice step up from the original XT, with a front-facing 8 megapixel camera, which is also another nice step up. And it also has has a metal back design. I just wanted to say all metal, but just metal. Alright then. Here we go again. Metal back design. Why can't I read that correctly? So there you go. Even though it doesn't look like it's been messed with, it has, or opened, not messed with, opened, as you can see there. So let's go ahead and, well, let me go ahead and readjust you guys first. Well, that was some adjustment. I really didn't even move it all that much. Let's slide it out like so. And then we can pop out this top piece like so. Very easy to unbox. And get a hold of the phone itself and put that to the side like so. As for the documents, we get the usual general reference documents. Safety information for the Huawei Ascend XT2. Our at&t Start Here guide. A little brochure that talks about or has something to do with autopay, as is in bold. That was a fail. And then our Let's Get Started Huawei Ascend XT2 guide. And then here we have our very small ejection tool, which basically means that the back of the XT2 is non-removable, so everything is essentially sealed in some way, or just the battery is sealed in. No removing the back cover of this phone, just like the original. So, very nice inclusion. I don't think I'll be needing that anytime soon. Then we have our USB cable. No fast charge, no Type-C, unfortunately, with this phone. And our Huawei branded wall adapter, as you can see right in there. Charger. I don't think I'll be needing that either. So let's go ahead and, well, just put everything back in the box. Go ahead and fast forward if you guys, don't want to see this. Not like it's important in any way. Okay, let's get to the phone now by shoving it out through the back or just tipping it over like so. Okay, then do that. So here it is, the Huawei Ascend XT2. And I've got to say, it's quite thin, actually, and it looks quite nice. So now let's go ahead and, well, take a look around it before we go any further. Up top, we see we have our earpiece, and to the right of that, we have our front-facing camera. Then we have our 5.5-inch display with 2.5D curved glass, even though I could not feel it, actually, all that much, if any at all, but it does have 2.5D curved glass. May not even look like it, but it does. Our off-screen buttons, or no, on-screen buttons. My mind is all over the place today, and my speech has just been very bad today. So anyway, apart from that, back, home, and recent apps buttons, and our Huawei branding. On the left side, we have our combination nano SIM card slot and micro SD card slot, which can be popped out using the included SIM ejection tool or ejection tool, or a paper clip, as I almost drop it. And on the bottom, we have our micro USB charging port directly in the middle, and what looks to be dual bottom firing speakers, but only one is a speaker and another is a microphone. On the right side, we have our one-piece volume rocker, and underneath that we have our power button. On the top, we see we have our 3.5mm headphone jack to the left, and to the right we have our pinhole microphone. And on the back, we see we have our camera. To the right of it, we have our flash, Huawei branding, and our IMEI sticker, as well as a little notice that says it's made in China, and the model number is H1711. So enough of that, let's go ahead and take off this screen protector. Let's go ahead and set the screen protector to the side. And now let's go ahead and give the XT2 its second boot up. Huawei powered by Android. So while this is doing its thing, I shall return once it's been all set up. So here's the XT2 all set up, and let's go ahead and quickly turn down the brightness and turn off auto brightness just for the video's sake. And well, I've got to admit that this display does look quite nicer compared to the original XT2. Got to keep in mind that this is only a 720p panel and unfortunately not a 1080p panel, but still the text and color are pretty nice and sharp and crisp and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and quickly take a look at the notification center. So here we see we have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, mobile data, sound, auto rotate, airplane mode, Huawei share, flashlight, which is always a nice thing to have on any smartphone, location information, and our little screenshot action, which if we go ahead and quickly tap that, it takes a screenshot for us, which is very nice. And then we also have our edit button and our settings button, as well as our brightness slider. And getting emails, don't mind that. Now, in terms of the at&t bloatware that is included with this phone, we see that we have Amazon Shopping, at&t Call Protect, at&t Smart Wi-Fi, Bleacher Report, Device Help, DirecTV, Docs, Drive Mode, Facebook, but that's not a at&t bloatware app, so we shouldn't count it in this instance. We have Firefox, which is the default browser, if I'm not mistaken, with some at&t phones, if not most of them. Lookout, which I utterly hate. My at&t, Pandora, which is quite odd for this one. I've never really seen that before. Setup and transfer, Sheets, and visual voicemail. And I'm pretty sure it will automatically install a couple games, if I'm not mistaken, as from what I've seen with some previous videos. And since I'm talking about previous videos, I'd like to give a quick shout out to Technomeme and CV Tech, because I was watching their videos about this smartphone before I started doing this video, and I really was interested to check out this device for myself and check out this Android Gingerbread widget. How old is that? I really don't know why Huawei or at&t included that widget on this device, but well, there you go, I just removed it. So let's go ahead and navigate to the settings and check a few things out. And as you can see here, the settings looks quite colorful, I gotta admit. So let's go down here to About Phone, and we are running Emotion UI 5.1, and the model number once again is H1711. Android version is 7.0 Nougat, and it's showing us that the CPU is a Snapdragon 435, which is a quad-core 1.4 gigahertz. I don't normally do this stuff in the unboxing and first looks of phones, but since this one displays some information in the About Phone section, it's like, why not talk about it? For the RAM, we have 2 gigabytes, which is pretty standard, and storage, we get 16 gigabytes, but only about 7 gigabytes free out of that 16 gigabytes, which is pretty sad and pretty mediocre. Resolution, as I said, if if I didn't say what the resolution was, it is 720 by 1280, so essentially a 720p panel. And the Android security patch level is July 5th of 2 years ago. Sorry, I had to think about that. But there you go. Let's back out of this and go up to memory and storage. And, well, free is 7 gigabytes out of 16. And where did I see it? Where did I see it? Oh, firmware. It's roughly 7 gigabytes for the firmware, which was quite surprising and quite bad in itself. And just taking a look here, you can see all the usual settings. No real surprising or new things in here. But we'll, of course, take a look at all of this in the review of this phone. So now, let's quickly jump into the camera and see what it's all about. And here's a little tutorial. Let's click next, next. Oh, I accidentally hit enable. Let's go ahead and disagree to that. And well, here's the 12 megapixel camera on the XT2. Looks a little slower, but that's probably because it may have some kind of stabilization, but I'm not quite sure. But anyway, enough of that. Let's quickly take a look at the toggles, which we have flash, auto, off, on, or steady on. Then we have our beauty mode, which if you enable that, you can enable perfect selfie to make your selfies even more beautiful. So we get perfect selfie and standard beauty. Let's go ahead and select standard beauty, but let's go ahead and turn that off. If I can tap on it correctly, come on. And then we get our camera flip button to switch between cameras, and I can't touch it apparently, even though I'm looking on the phone I'm recording with. Come on. There we go. 8 megapixel camera. It looks pretty decent in this lighting. Again, I'm looking on the screen of the phone I'm recording with. Let me look off screen. And by the way, the screen on the XT2 is much brighter than it is off camera. In person, it looks so much more dimmer. But, yeah. But I gotta say, it looks quite decent in this lighting. And then down here, let's go ahead and flip back to the rear camera. Down here we get your recently taken photos and videos, our shutter button, and our record button. And, well, we'll go ahead and also get to this little section in the full review. And last but certainly not least, let's take a look and see if this phone has emojis. Let's go ahead and load up a conversation here, or bring up the keyboard. And I'm pretty sure this is not Google Keyboard. I'm pretty sure this is either Huawei's keyboard or some other third-party keyboard. But yes, here is our little emoji button, and there you have it, all of your emojis, and no shortage of them whatsoever. So, another very cool thing, but I really shouldn't say that because, well, there's emojis on almost every phone out there today. So anyway, that looks like it's going to do for me in this video. I really hope you enjoyed this video in any way possible, because it was all over the place and I just wasn't doing a very good job whatsoever. But anyway, with all that being said, I will catch you guys again in the next one.